Imagine a silence so absolute that you can hear the snow falling. Not the roar of an avalanche, not the howl of a blizzard, just the soft, microscopic sound of a single snowflake landing on the dark needles of a pine tree. Look at a map of Europe. Far to the northeast, wedged between the brutal cold of the Baltic Sea and the vast, immense plains of Russia, lies a land swallowed by trees. Here, the forests do not just cover the landscape, they dominate it. They dictate the rhythm of life. Welcome to the quiet edge of the Baltic. Welcome to Latvia. In the modern world, we are obsessed with speed. We build bullet trains. We demand instant internet. We measure our lives in seconds and notifications. But if you drive a few hours outside the capital city of Riga, the concrete gives way to dirt roads. The cell phone signal dies, and time simply stops. Out here in the deep, remote rural areas like Latgale, human existence is incredibly small. The population density plummets. You can drive right through thick tunnels of birch and pine and not see a single human soul. Instead, you will assess solitary, dark wooden cabins, standing quietly in the mist, just as they have for centuries. To live in the Latvian countryside is not an escape into a fairy tale. It is a commitment to a life of profound, unrelenting labor. And it begins with the deepest respect for the seasons. Because out here, the winter is not just a season, it is a physical presence. By November, the days shrink. The sun becomes a weak, pale ghost that barely clears the horizon before plunging the world back into darkness by 3 in the afternoon. Temperatures plummet well below freezing. The lakes turn into solid blocks of black ice. The ground turns to iron. To survive this, the Latvian rural family must prepare all year long. If you are not ready for the winter will break you. Months before the first snow falls, the entire family heads into the woods. Armed with axes and chainsaws, they fell massive birch and pine trees. The physical labor is intense, backbreaking, and utterly necessary. They twad, split it by hand, and stack it in massive, perfectly geometric walls against the side of their cabins. This is life. It is the only thing standing between them and the lethal cold. But wood is only half of the equation. You must also feed yourself when the earth is frozen dead, and so the Latvian turns to the forest. In late summer and early autumn, a phenomenon occurs across the country. It is a quiet national obsession: mushroom foraging. Families disappear into the damp, mosquito-infested woods at dawn. They walk silently, their eyes scanning the moss. They possess an ancient inherited knowledge, knowing exactly which fungi are delicious and which will kill you before sunset. They emerge hours later with massive wicker bessorts or flowness sail, shadows, and porcinus. They do not just eat them, they meticulously clean them, boil them, pickle them in vinegar, and seal them in heavy glass jars. They do the same with cucumbers, wild berries, and cabbage. If you walk into the cellar of a rural Latvian home in October, it looks like a bomb shelter. Hundreds of jars line the shelves. A vibrant, colorful insurance policy against the long, dark starvation of winter. This deep connection to the earth is not a hobby, it is survival. But it goes much deeper than food. In Latvia, nature is deeply intertwined with a quiet, ancient spirituality. Before Christianity arrived in the Baltics, the people here were pagans. They worshipped the sun, the thunder, and the spirits of the forest. And today, if you look closely, those ancient beliefs are still breathing. You can see it in the midsummer festival Yani. On the shortest night of the year, the entire country stays awake. They build massive bonfires. Women wear crowns woven from wildflowers. Men wear crowns made of oak leaves. They sing ancient folk songs called dainas, songs that have been passed down orally for thousands of years. They leap over the blazing fires to cleanse their souls. They are celebrating the light, because they know intimately how dark the world can get. And perhaps the most profound expression of this connection to nature is the perts. To an outsider, it might look like a simple wooden sauna, a small, dark shed sitting near a freezing lake. But the Perts is not just a place to sweat. To the rural Latvian, it is a sanctuary, a hospital, a church. Once a week, usually on Saturday, the fire is lit. The stones are heated until they glow red in the darkness. Water is poured over the rocks, creating a thick, suffocatingly hot wave of steam. But the ritual goes further. The bathers beat their bare skin with slotinius, bundles of dried birch, oak, or juniper branches. The heat opens the pores, while the branches release natural oils and violently stimulate the blood flow. The heat becomes agonizing, unbearable, and then they run out into the freezing night. Their bosh steaming in the cold air, they plunge completely naked into a frozen lake or roll in the deep snow. The shock to the nervous system is absolute. It is a violent, magnificent collision of extreme heat and lethal cold. When you emerge from the water, your skin is burning. Your mind is completely, flawlessly empty. All stress, all anxiety, all the heavy burdens of the modern world are instantly erased. It is a psychological reset, a baptism by fire and ice. This resilience, this ability to endure extremes, is not just a product of the weather. It is a product of history. It is impossible to truly understand Latvia without acknowledging its scars. Geographically trapped between the great powers of Europe, this small land has been crushed time and time again. Invaded by the Germans, the Swedes, the Poles, and most devastatingly, the Soviet Union. For 50 years behind the Iron Curtain, the Latvian identity was brutally suppressed. Speaking the language was discouraged. Singing the ancient dinas was dangerous. Thousands of Latins were loaded onto cattle trains in the dead of night and deported to the freezing gulags of Siberia. Many never returned. The trauma of that occupation still lingers in the quiet, stoic faces of the older generation. They are a people who do not smile easily for strangers. They do not engage in loud, superficial small talk. In a world of forced positivity, a Latvian will look you in the eye with a quiet, impenetrable neutrality. Foreigners often mistake this for coldness. But it is not coldness, it is armor. When your history is defined by betrayal and occupation, you learn to protect your inner world. Trust is not given freely. It must be earned over years, over decades, over silence and shared labor. But when you finally break through that armor, when a Latvian invites you to sit at their wooden table, hands you a piece of dark rye bread, and pours you a shot of homemade Riga black balsam, you will experience a fierce, unwavering loyalty that lasts a lifetime. Today, this quiet, resilient way of life is fading. The gravity of the capital city, Riga, pulls the youth away. The internet, the modern careers, and the convenience of supermarkets slowly emptying the deep countryside. The old wooden cabins are slowly rotting, reclaimed by the moss and the creeping vines. The ancient knowledge of which mushrooms to pick and how to build a proper fire is in danger of being lost. But there are those who refuse to leave, and there are a growing number of young people who are coming back. They are leaving the concrete apartments. They are buying the abandoned farms. They are learning to chop wood, to forage, to endure the dark winters. Why? Because in a world that feels increasingly loud, chaotic, and meaningless, the forest offers an absolute, undeniable truth. Out here, the cold does not care about your social media profile. The fire does not care about your bank account. If you do not chop the wood, you freeze. If you do not forage, you starve. It is a life stripped of all illusion. It is deeply difficult. It is profoundly isolating. But as you sit by the glowing hearth, listening to the wind howl through the massive pines, you realize something extraordinary. You are fighting the silence. You are finally a part of it. Yes, so far.